Do one.
Yeah, one.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, so I had a question for you guys since some of the foreplay stuff got cut off a little bit. One of the questions that I wanted to follow up with that was how long do you think foreplay should last?
Should last.
Yeah.
It's definitely dependent on like how like fucking horny you are, because sometimes you just can't hold it back. I'm gonna say between like 5 and 30 minutes. Between there. I think that's a fair time. Because in too long, you're just fucking playing this.
Everybody looking at me.
You're next.
You're next, bitch.
Yeah, we're going in order here.
75
minutes?
hours.
Oh my god.
Okay, that's obviously a joke. For real.
Is it? Who
Yeah.
knows? Who knows?
Takes me 3 weeks to get someone off.
Oh my god.
Like, you're not gonna get off by then. You're gonna be rawed out.
I gotta work.
I would say, I don't know, probably like take your time with it. 25, 30 minutes.
I think it all depends on the person, because
Yeah.
you could do something that gets her moister than an oyster really quickly,
Right.
or you want to ease yourself into it.
Yeah.
So that's my idea.
Yeah, I got you. I agree with that. But like, because you're dating somebody.
Yes.
Do you guys do foreplay?
Absolutely.
How long does it normally last? Like average?
I'd say like 10, 15 minutes.
10, 15
sometimes 20, but
Yeah.
it just depends on.
Like what it is?
Yeah.
Like cops and robbers?
Yeah.
That's not
Stop resisting.
Yeah.
Y'all confuse foreplay and role play.
I see, sometimes it can. I honestly think, like, I truly believe it can be the same thing if you do it right. Like, because sometimes role play can be foreplay. Like,
Role play is pretty much acting, which eventually is going to lead to sex.
yeah, which is that not foreplay?
Foreplay is almost like passionate intimacy with a little bit of teasing around to eventually get to sex.
Okay,
it's
fine.
two
I'll
different
say
things.
this then. I'll say this. Let's pretend like you're in the bedroom or some shit, and then the guy is pretending to be like a masseuse or a girl, whatever in this case.
Johnny Sins.
Yeah, sure, exactly. Johnny Sins, and the girl is getting massaged, or the guy's getting massaged. How would you consider that foreplay, or would you consider that role play? Because
So are you pretending to give a massage, or are you
you're actually giving a massage. You're actually giving a massage.
That is foreplay.
Right. So, but you're pretending to be a masseuse.
That would be role play.
That's kind of
But
like
it's both.
It's kind of like a hybrid. I don't know. Foreplay is basically getting them warmed up to,
Yeah.
stick
But
it
like,
in there,
I mean, does massaging not like kind of
well, yeah,
give you those
there's
feelings
different-
Yes,
sometimes?
but if you go like, I'm your masseuse and you're my client, then you're role playing.
Yeah, but it depends
But
on
if
how.
you're just doing massages and then leads into it, then it's foreplay.
I think it depends on how much hair is involved, because if someone's super hairy
my
and you try to give them like a massage, that's not even role play or foreplay. That's just a job. Like if
You're
you're
so
clean
dumb.
shaven. What?
I think it's fair to say that there's multiple different ways to complete foreplay.
Yeah.
Massaging is one of
You
them.
can be
Obviously,
honest. No one hired you to be the mediator.
No, I'm just saying, like, you could do a sensual massage, or you could just start off with kissing and get all wild from there. It depends on the person, really.
That's fair.
So
What about you? We somehow skipped you.
yeah, what about you?
I was like,
Open your mouth.
So
you did bring
how
up
long-
the segment, didn't you?
How
I
long
did.
does foreplay normally last for you, like on average?
How long would I like it to last on me, or how long does it normally last on me?
Let's say
minutes and
both.
30
Let's do
seconds.
give me both answers.
So I think foreplay can last all day long by starting
72 hours. I said it.
But like if we're actually talking about physical touch, because like I said, sexting to me would be considered a form of foreplay.
Okay.
But like actual physical touch and stuff like that, I'd like it to last, I don't know, 30 minutes. How
Okay.
long does it normally last? Because men are impatient.
Like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And
It's like, oh man, I can't take it anymore, and just shoves it in.
pretty much, yeah.
This is a good PSA right here. That for all the men listeners,
Do you want to learn how to
take your
sext?
fucking time with it, because if you rush into it, you're gonna kill the mood ASAP.
Yeah.
Like,
If you walk in the room and go, you want to fuck?
Patience is pretty rewarding by the end of it.
I wouldn't necessarily mean that it ruins it, but if you're trying to achieve walking out of there and the woman being happy, then yes. But if you're just out there for your own game, like you're like, I'm going to get mine and that's then that's just you. But I can guarantee you,
she's not coming back, bro.
The woman's not going to want to come back.
Right.
No.
That's fair.
And if she does, it's just for the hopes of it actually.
Now, you said something. Teasing. Is vibrators included with that?
It could be, yeah.
Okay.
So it's not a race, gentlemen.
Just in case if you're unaware.
Yeah.
If you want to learn how to do that, call 1-800-YUM. Anyways, so we do actually have a new background for the month because this is June.
Just for the month?
Yeah. So what we're going to be doing now, we already told you this in the chat. What we're going to be doing now is every month, every 30 days, whatever, we're going to be changing the background to like match like what's going on, right? So, last month was, what was it, May? That would have been like Cinco de Mayo or some shit. So it'd been like Mexican stuff. This month, Cisco, are you ready?
Yeah, I worked really hard on this guy.
Yeah,
so,
this is Tom.
It took a long time. We had to do a couple of meetings, but I hope you guys enjoy it.
Yeah. So the new background. This is Tom. He's the graphic designer. He's been working really diligently on all of our stuff. So
can you make sure that it's shown up here?
Yeah.
There were some
live.
things last week that we weren't able to see.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well. So anyways, this is the new background. So I hope you guys enjoy it. We are going to be doing this live. Every Monday, I guess.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, I think it's good. I think we did a really good job, posting.
Well, because America's a melting pot, so we gotta recognize everybody.
Yeah. So we got some Eagles here with some guns. We got some F-16s. The pride flag is in the background to include that. We do have, what's his name?
Dylan Mulvaney.
Dylan Mulvaney. Yeah. And some Bud Lights. Just to include everybody because
we like being inclusive over here. So.
Exactly. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, but what do you think, Francisco?
I think I'm beginning to think you sucked off and jerked off 50 guys to make this happen. Since you're not homophobic, right? So yeah. So nothing stopped you of jerking off your gay friends, right?
Do you like it though?
No, it's not what our show's about.
It's
but I mean, if that's what you're trying to cater to,
it's the theme of the month.
That's what you're trying to cater to, then I guess.
But it's the theme of the month,
it's
Though.
Juneteenth. I don't know what.
No, it's the June. Though.
I don't know
Juneteenth
what
just
homos
happens.
have to do with Juneteenth, but all this shit. But if that's what you're into and that's what you want to promote here, so.
I swear to God, your face.
Hey, welcome to About an Hour.
Hey, welcome to About an Hour. I'm Cisco.
And I'm Josh.
I'm Autumn.
And I'm Tom.
And Tom is back.
Yeah, my mic actually works pretty well this week. So I'm pretty excited.
So I'm excited to finally do mic checks.
Right.
Beginning of the show. This is Relationships episode 5. And just to give a heads up, everybody, we're going to do one more. After that, we're going back to our news and all the stuff we usually do. And then we want to maybe adventure out into other special segments. The lineup up is conspiracy theories, right?
Yes, I believe so.
So, was there true shooters to John F. Kennedy? Who knows?
Apparently there was like 6.
Well,
And if anybody else has any suggestions as to what they want us to talk about, that would be greatly appreciated.
Yep.
Post that shit in the comments.
Yes.
Or the
like and
chat.
subscribe.
Yeah. Go ahead and do that.
Like and subscribe. Hey, for those people that don't know, we have a YouTube channel that's dead. Be sure to subscribe over there as well. Just saying.
Yep.
So since it's Juneteenth, and
I was watching Django Unchained earlier, and I gotta say that really makes me feel like I'm a part of the community. You know what I'm saying? Like as many N bombs.
No one
as
calls you the N word because you're quarter.
Exactly.
Right?
I didn't hear enough of that today, so I had to come back and just humble myself a little bit. And
Right, for a quarter.
Yeah.
Got it. So since it's Juneteenth, we have to go into my horror stories, and what better way to say it than the time I fucked a black girl.
Yeah. All right. Let's hear it.
Yeah, so I don't remember how long ago this was, but I met her on
Craigslist.
I'll put it this way. Could you drink at that time?
Meet Me.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
This was before you could drink then.
Gotta be careful on that one.
No. I'm pretty sure I was drinking
Okay.
because I was
Who's 22?
driving. I was driving my beat up piece of shit
Toyota?
95 Toyota Corolla.
Hell yeah.
That thing had a
brother.
leak so fucking bad. I just ended up putting diesel motor oil in it. It still ran great. The motor mounts were shit, but fuck,
Right.
it got me up and down. It got me to here from Buckeye to Gilbert every day for like the last 3 years
That's all that matters.
when I worked out there.
Hell yeah.
So around this time, I met a black girl. Could I say her name?
Her first name, yeah.
Chantel Shoniqua. Just kidding. It was Janice.
Janice.
Yes, I think she said she was like maybe some small percentage like French in there or some shit like that.
Interesting.
Yes. So she had a child, which I never got to see, which is the best advice for everybody. Don't meet their fucking children until it gets super, super serious.
Right.
Because if you do start meeting the children, those kids are going to be scarred for life thinking, is this my daddy? No, I'm just here
can't
to
believe
fuck
it.
your mom.
He came back.
And then it's like, are you my new daddy? No, I'm just here to fuck your mom. And then they get fucked up and scarred, and then those children become whores, and that's just
Right. And then that's how you get strippers, everybody. That's the circle of life.
Well, those are girls who can't afford clothes,
Oh.
so they need to. Yeah,
You just
Right.
steal the
they
half
have
off
dance
because it's
naked
half-
to get
half
clothes.
fabric.
Is not how that works. So I bring Janice over home, and we start making out, we undress and all that stuff.
It's all in your room?
It is all in my room,
Okay.
in my house. And then there was a moment, and I got really passionate, and then we were in the bed, right? And then I said to myself, fuck it, let's do doggy. So I always remember watching, like, I don't know, like how people would watch themselves on the mirror while fucking. So I was like, I'm going to try this shit out. So I told her, face the wardrobe, and there's a big mirror on the wardrobe. And then she's bent over, and I fuck her doggy style, right? And I look at myself in the mirror, and I'm like, fuck yeah, you look good doing this shit. And then my first thought was, this is what Thomas Jefferson must have felt like when he fucked his slaves. And, yeah. Not
like
funny, Yada?
Yeah, that was hysterical.
She gave you the O face, not the good O face, though.
So yeah, it was probably not the right thing to do, but then again, I'm not white, so whatever. So anyways, so yeah, it was great, and then so then after that, I drove all the way back. Actually, I picked her up from like 56th Avenue or 57th or somewhere on the 101, 50 something.
And the 101?
And the 101,
Jesus
like
Christ.
up by, what is it, like the Arrowhead area, all the way back to Buckeye to fuck her, and then all the way back to drop her ass off.
I feel like it would have been
to
cheaper
drive
just to
all
go
the
to a
way
hotel.
back. Huh?
I thought it would have been cheaper just to go to a hotel.
Those were hard times, bro.
How hard were they?
Well, bend over in front of a mirror and thinking you're the owner. That's hard.
Hot.
Yes. So that was that. Wow, everyone's scarred up here. Was my story too dark for Juneteenth?
No, I was gonna say it's like American Horror Story vibes.
Well, I wasn't wearing a wig.
Oh well.
I wasn't over here.
He was,
like,
he was in a latex suit.
Oh
Yeah.
well,
a
actually,
gimp suit?
I had a colonial suit on, and yeah, it was a little.
Have that the
They had
demon.
the little bib hanging down type of thing, and my union coat was all opened up.
I feel like it should have been the red coat.
Huh?
I feel like it should have been red coat.
No, that's the British man.
That's
Yeah.
British, bro.
Yeah.
Learn your history.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, true.
So, anyways,
Dumped tea in
so-
the harbor for a reason, Josh.
So that was the deal with Janice there, and then long story short, I forgot what happened. I think I ended it because I didn't want to drive out that far no more.
Okay,
Yeah,
was it good? I feel like that's what
It was great, yeah. I
good?
liked it. Well, I haven't had no. There's one I might complain on later down the line, but not
well,
that
we'll
one.
talk about
No,
that later.
for that one, there was nothing wrong with it. Like, it was,
No, she had some big titties, and when we were doggy style, she was here, and that excited me more.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, great stuff here. You
Yeah.
scarred for life. My God, you are
She's not
scarred.
even saying anything.
Her mouth is open, and
Yeah.
she's like, "Is this my friend from that many years ago?"
What a.
I'm
I
just
went to
intrigued.
hell for a bit.
I'm just intrigued.
I don't even know him anymore.
Yeah, pretty much. And then trying to remember what else. But yeah, I think that was it. I think I just dropped her.
Damn.
Okay.
Just dropped her. Just.
Well,
Yeah. I
Yeah,
said,
drop-
you're
drop like
free.
it's hot.
sometimes good things come to an end, right?
Yep.
Pretty much,
Not
pretty
before
much.
Cisco, though, right?
For those people that don't know what Juneteenth is, it's pretty much every other slave was free except in Texas. And then someone showed up and said, what are all you Negroes doing? He goes, we're still working for the master.
Massive.
And then they said, y'all been free for the last 3 years. And he said, say what?
Say what?
I'm gonna pick up my last cotton and my last watermelon. I'm fucking out of here. And they said, go on, Negro, be free.
Do they
You didn't know
cotton
that?
in Texas?
How do you not know that?
I don't pay attention.
That's
to
a
that.
huge like Texas thing.
Trump made it a thing actually, which is surprising. Did you know that?
No.
Anyways.
He made it a federal holiday.
I know
back
that.
in, like, 20
I know because
Yeah, but
we get
before
paid
that,
for
it was I guess Texas celebrated it. I don't know.
Texas never celebrated that.
I got told that. I don't
Yeah,
know.
we never celebrated
Before
that.
it became a
I
federal
didn't even know what
holiday.
it was until
Yeah.
I actually still don't really
I
know
asked
what it is.
somebody, and I was like, "What do you do to celebrate Juneteenth over there in Texas?" And he said, "We drink eat watermelon and eat a lot of chicken." And I was like, "Shut the fuck up!" And he goes, "That's true." And I was like, "Oh damn."
Sounds like my kind of holiday.
Well,
I was gonna bring Popeyes tonight.
It must have
you
been.
were? You
Yeah.
should have, dude. I would have loved that.
I didn't
shit.
have the time.
It must
Oh,
have been
man.
celebrated in like more liberal cities because I
Where the hell were you?
was in a very conservative.
West Texas.
No.
Oh, they don't
I
allow
think so.
them,
You were in
I
West
was
Texas.
I was yeah for
The
some of my
Panhandle.
life, but
Oh.
right?
no, I was about 45 minutes from Austin,
Oh,
but I was in a small town like
Right. If you're not in Austin or Houston or like what was the other one like borderline
Dallas?
yeah
El Paso.
El Paso. Yeah. If you're not in one of those four cities, I feel like you are in a small town just in general, kind of like Phoenix, you know.
for
like,
the most part, yeah.
I wouldn't consider Phoenix a small town.
no, but
No,
no,
fuck
Phoenix is
no.
Phoenix is like a main, it's capital, right?
Yeah.
But like then there's like Flagstaff and Tucson, and if you're not in any of those three cities, you're in a small town. Like, I mean, there's Globe, right?
Never heard of her.
Yeah. I have. I saw her one night at Longhorn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He said he wanted to fuck her.
Oh my goodness.
So I was like, no, come to your senses.
That's my boy right there.
I had to look out for him.
You can't
He was
always
in a
eat
bad
filet
place.
mignon. Sometimes you gotta have McDonald's.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
Well, she had McDonald's a lot.
Oh, that's not.
I would have
good
given
right
her put in the workout.
Oh Jesus!
Put her
my
in the
God.
workout.
there. Gotta burn them calories.
Pretty much. What better way to do it? Turn the sauna on.
Gross. Anyways,
Well,
what do we got to talk about today?
let's
Cisco?
talk about something. Here's an interesting topic I would like to talk about. Jealousy. How is it good? Is it bad? So a lot of people tell you if jealousy is... What's the stupid phrase you always see in TV of, oh, you were jealous? And they would be like, well, yeah, just little. And it's like, oh, that shows that you care. Does it really show it cares when later on you find out that, someone was murdered?
So, and
What?
I'm gonna say this.
What I'm trying to get at is jealousy really a good, healthy thing to show that you care about the other person
That
compared to other stories where the jealousy was so insane that the guy or the gal would just end up shooting their partner because they might have had like a small interaction with somebody.
so
Does that make sense?
I'm gonna say this
Yeah.
really fast. Just
I
and
should've
then
worded
you
it
can
better.
go or you can go.
Yeah.
There is a difference between jealousy and being territorial. That's all I'm gonna say because
So define
What's the difference of the two?
You have to
territorial.
pee around your significant other
So
and hope
ter-
to God no one gets close.
So okay, let's just say this. Imagine you're in a club, right? Music's going off.
Party in the club. Doot, doot.
Yeah, you got music going. You got
Mr. Worldwide.
yeah, that or whatever. You got music going. You're in the club
Oh my god.
and
What kind of fucking club are you going to?
Carrabba's.
What is this, a supper club? Oh my
You got
god.
music going.
You come
and
to me on the day of my daughter's wedding.
What is this? 1930s, 40s? Sinatra's in town or some shit?
You're going to the club and you're dancing with your girl. Now you gotta get your girl a drink because you gotta keep her wet, right? So you leave. She sits down. Whatever. You go walk off to get a drink. Girl's sitting by herself, and some dude walks up. kind of hot, maybe like a 6 or a 7 or whatever. He's dressed in a suit. He's nice looking. He talks
He knows
well.
how to rate
turn
men
that shit
'cause
off.
he jerks off
Turn
other
that off.
men. 'Cause he's
Oh,
not
just
Like a soft
homophobic.
6.
You're-
We talking about a soft 6 or like a hard 6?
I'm talking. He's a hard 6, 7, maybe even an 8 on
He
a good
knows
day.
this. He knows
Right.
this. He's not homophobic, so
True.
he's jerking off left and right,
Yeah. How did you know?
blowing them and everything.
Yeah.
He
Anyways.
likes that.
So
All right, continue.
he
Yeah,
walks up to
continue.
your girl and he starts trying to like
Trying to
chat her
mac,
up,
trying
right?
to mac on her.
No, but he's trying to chat her up, trying to like get her interested, right? Like, oh, I got my Maserati outside or some shit. I'm just making shit up, and then you come back and you like overhear the conversation that he's having with your girl. Do you feel jealous of the person that's trying to hit on your girl, or do you feel territorial because she's your girl? Like, hey, get the fuck away.
I
'cause you're
think
not
it would
her,
be a
you're
little
not-
bit of. I would say a little bit of 3. There's a little bit of pride because you're like, damn, I got a fucking trophy. You know what I mean? So there's that aspect. There is the aspect of what the fuck is this guy doing?
Yeah.
And then you know what I mean. And then it's also it's a really weird situation because if your gal is good or vice versa, they'll say taken or what if they. You're in a relationship, you know how shit works, you know how people flirt, you should catch on. So there's that aspect that it is like, why is that guy talking to my gal? Let me go find out. You go over there, he gets awkward about it, he takes off. Then you find out he was trying to hit on her. So there is, but when does the jealousy begin? Because in reality, territorial can be pretty, we'll get into it later, but pretty fucking toxic.
Well, yeah. Oh, absolutely.
So we'll get.
Absolutely.
So what I'm trying to get at is, how territorial are you? Are you just like, who is this guy? Aware of your surroundings. Who is this fella? Let's find out.
Right.
Hey, buddy. Oh, hi. Sorry, I didn't. Blah blah blah. He goes off. That's that. Or is it going to be like, back the fuck up, motherfucker, and all this shit? And I think at that point, if you're that kind of territorial, that's not healthy at all, in my personal opinion.
It's not. And I was gonna say it's
okay.
It's sorry to interrupt you, but what I'm gonna say is that's also not being jealous. Being jealous is like, I want what you have. You know what I'm saying? So like, you have a
that's called
Maserati,
envy.
I'm jealous. But that's the same thing. Envy and jealousy is the same thing.
Is it? Let's find out.
Okay, look it up on your phone. But if, like, let's say that Tom had an enormous dick and it was just swinging, right? And you're like, fuck, I wish I had that
He's
giant...
not homophobic. Remember, he blows them off. That's why he had to turn all this gay shit on today.
I want that giant dick,
I feel
right?
like
I want it huge. That being jealous, envious of that dick, right? And what do you call it? Autumn could be like, man, I'm with this guy with a tiny dick, and I can see this guy with sweatpants on, his dick swinging. I'm jealous that I don't have that dick. You know what I'm saying?
So,
but there is a huge difference between being jealous or envious and territorial.
They're kind of somewhat one of the same.
Well, I was
Yeah.
going to say a better example besides the kickstand one that you just provided.
The kickstand?
Yeah, because, big wiener, got a kickstand.
Sure.
All right,
Can
so
lean
anyways-
up against it, tripod.
Say, you're with somebody and they have like a dream that, their significant other was like grinding on somebody else and like kissing their neck, and then,
That's insecure.
A cuck?
Well, yeah,
That's not.
is that similar? Because
I would say it's
I feel
insecure.
like that's from like the women's perspective per se. I mean, just one of many things.
So I would say it's being insecure because you can have like wet dreams or sexual fantasies or whatever and still want to be with your partner, right?
Yeah.
And you don't have to feel like, oh, she wants something that I'm not giving her, or he wants something that I'm not giving him,
Yeah.
or something like that, and still want to be with your partner.
Well, the only reason I bring that up is because that's a pretty common occurrence with women. Like, I had a dream that you cheated on me or something.
Yeah.
And it's just like, why would I
That's
do that?
not being jealous or territorial. It's something totally different. I just don't know what to call it.
I don't know. I feel like it could fall into that realm.
Right. What did G-Fan say?
So here's our G-Fan back again. Our only commentator when we're live. So G-Fan, man, he's like the fat checker of the show. So G-Fan pretty much said is jealous is when you want something that's not yours. And territorial is protecting what's already yours.
Right. That sounds like a fair, because like if you're already dating somebody, they're already yours, right? So if someone comes up to your girl and starts flirting with them, you're being territorial because they're already yours.
Yeah.
Jealous is being that guy that's trying to hit on your girl. You know what I'm saying?
Are you
that's
following
jealous.
along? You know?
Yeah.
You know what you're talking about here?
I think so.
Well, I feel
I
like
mean, Autumn, you haven't put in too much. Let me hear
Sounds
what
like
you
a
have to
open
say.
your freaking mouth
That's what he said.
any day now.
I feel like I can be both of these. When I'm in a relationship, I am very territorial over who I'm with. If I
She
see
breaks
it,
a bottle and stabs a fucking cunt in the throat.
Oh, nice.
if I have to,
How
yeah, I
dare
will.
you.
That's
No,
what
but
makes you special.
and I think some of that has to do with the conditioning that with my ex. He was really good at trying to make me jealous.
Yeah.
And never made me feel like secure in our relationship, so that's where that comes into play. But I can also be jealous because I do see like women. Honestly, what right now, like some of the things that I'm jealous of is when I see a father that is taking care of his kids.
Okay.
That makes me jealous because
Right.
I'm like, I wish that my kid's dad, was
Did
like that.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, if he did that, then he wouldn't be your ex, right? I mean,
No,
there's probably other reasons
No.
that you guys broke up.
he
But
would still be my ex, but it would be nice for my kids to have
have a dad.
their dad.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
fair.
I think what she's saying is more like having stability and stuff. Because
Yeah.
I don't have kids personally, but I'm sure it's very stressful when you have to, take,
Be a single parent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's difficult.
I hear melatonin's the way to go. It's healthy. It's better than
No, I heard
chloroform.
chloroform's better. Nap
Yeah,
time.
that's what I heard.
The special nap time formula.
Nap time formula.
I'm just saying.
Approved by multiple doctors.
Everybody should be proud. I upgraded. I went from chloroform, which is downgraded, to melatonin over the counter.
But yeah.
So what I'm also trying to get on this jealousy thing is like, where do we stand? So we already understand what territorial and jealousy is, but do we really believe where does the healthy part come in?
Healthy jealousy or healthy territorial?
Well, like we watch TV all the time. There's always an episode. It's a couple, and there's some guy, whatever. The gal or guy seem to be a little into it. The spouse or whatever gets bothered, and then they're like, in the end of it all, it's all like, were you jealous? And then they'll play stupid for the rest of the episode. I wasn't jealous. Oh, I wasn't jealous. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. No, I'm not. And towards the end, it's like, yeah, I was a little jealous. And then it goes like, aw, you care. Is that really a form of healthy jealousy, that you care?
Okay.
Because if you have communication with each other, you assume you don't have to have that standard of jealousy is healthy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
Autumn,
I
thoughts?
think healthy anything, like healthy jealousy or territorial,
What the fuck are you
is
snapping at?
it's a misnomer. I think it's more about how you want to perceive yourself, because it's not like, oh, I'm jealous that dude's driving a Porsche. It's
That's not
the fuck you doing?
that's what I
It's
said.
that like, man, I wish I had the financial stability to be able to afford that, right? Like that's not being jealous of the car. It's being jealous of the position, right? Like I wish I could. I wish I could afford a Porsche. Maybe I wish I could afford to pay off my house. That's not being jealous. That's like knowing where you want to be in life.
I don't know. Here's my thing. Approaching the situation differently, kind of like what Cisco was saying, versus coming up to like the person that's talking to your significant other and just like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? Versus like, hey, trying to be calm in like a stoic position.
Ooh.
I feel like being calm and then talking to your significant other about it
I want
later.
to branch out of that, but
Yeah, because being like a complete asshole, that's kind of
Like for territorial or for jealous?
well,
We're
they
talking
kind of
jealousy.
play
Okay.
hand in hand. So like the
Yeah.
territorial would be like, oh, hey, who's this? Versus like, hey, motherfucker, who the fuck are you?
Right.
It's two different stances, and I feel like the more mild approach is better in a sense.
Yeah.
And then talk about it later on.
Right.
Because there's thirsty people out there though.
Well, in the
trying
heat of the moment, let's say someone's trying to hit on your girl. What would you do?
So
Wow.
I have a story.
Okay. All right.
And you guys can determine whether or not you feel like this is territorial or jealousy.
Hold
Okay.
on.
Because now I feel like
I'm sorry to cut you off. I wanted to go to you, before you get to the story. I wanted your opinion from a woman's standpoint on where you stand if you believe jealousies are healthy or not. When that full phrase of, oh, you cared, that's why you were envious, I
if
guess
we're
would
going
be the
based
right
off
word.
of this definition that G-Fans put up,
Sure.
jealousy is when you want something that's not yours. I feel like that kind of changes this conversation a little bit because there would have to be you would have to be jealousy towards something that isn't yours. You know what I'm saying?
But do you believe there's such thing as a healthy jealousy to show that you care about the other?
Do I want my man to be
myself?
jealous sometimes? Sure. Yeah. I would say there is a healthy to a
Jealousy.
certain degree.
Okay. One
Like,
more
do I
question.
want to take that
So-
jealousy and improve myself? Or am I just going to be jealous and be mad that I don't have what that other person has?
Right.
Right?
Yeah. So one more question, and I'll let you get to your story. Sorry. So let's say he is checking out a gal, right?
I don't want to know about it.
You don't want to know about
No.
it.
Wait,
Okay,
checking out?
hold
So,
on.
so Chance
hold
used
on.
to do this to me all the time,
Well, hold
and I
on.
know his type. So like blonde, skinny, big boobs, big ass, and
Okay, that's what I'm
I
going
could see
with.
a woman and know he was looking at her.
Okay, so what I'm trying to get at, sorry to interrupt, but what I'm trying to get at is, if, let's say his eyes are on it, right? Whoever you're with, I'm not talking about Chance.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's say you're with somebody and they got their eyes on something else, right?
That would make me jealous.
That would make you jealous.
Yeah.
But do you let it go? Or do you feel like you need to now be that to make him happy?
I would never change who I am for somebody else. If they don't like who I am, how I am,
So you would, to make him happy, you would say, go get it. Because if that's what makes you happy.
if that's what you're gonna look at and that's what you want and that's what you prefer, go ahead.
You're a bigger
Well, wait,
person.
hang on. I want to skip back for a second. You said that you were jealous because he was looking at someone else?
I would get jealous, yes.
Jealous that you are not that person?
Jealous that he had the audacity to look at another woman while he's with his wife.
I don't think that's jealousy. I think that is just you. I mean, I would feel that same way, but it's not jealousy. It's like, what's the best word for
The
it?
lioness.
It's not even territorial though, because it's like because you are aware that
You're bothered
you're
because
not
you don't
that
have
person,
what that gal has to catch his attention.
right?
I
But
would
you're
never
not jealous
because she was blonde. I can't change. I can change my hair color, but I'll never be a natural.
that's not
blonde.
who you are. Yeah, exactly. But what I'm
And
trying to say is like you're not jealous of that person. You're upset because your husband, boyfriend, whatever,
Which
is
using
looking
an
at that
example.
person that they want to be with, and you're not jealous of that. You're upset. I'm trying to think of the best word. I can't.
You
really,
feel like you can't make your other partner content when
Yeah,
he
but
looks at
there's gotta
somebody
be a
else
word for
because
that. I
you feel
just don't
like you
know.
can't.
Yeah.
You're not full in the department that he's looking for, but in reality, this goes for everybody because I've been in that position too. Overall, is you can do a lot of things. You can change. If it's something that's easy to change, if it's like your hair, you can go ahead and do it. Or if it's like get in shape, you can try it out. But it's exactly that it's you feel like you're not enough for him or her. So that's why when they look at somewhere else, you feel like, what do they have that I don't have, and how do I get there?
Well, without
So-
the last part, that's how she was saying, because she was upset that her husband was looking at somebody else, but
Right.
she's not jealous of that person. She's just upset that the person that she married
His
isn't
attraction is not
is like
me.
different. Yeah. So it's not
Because I'm
jealousy.
not blonde.
Yeah, but then
There's got to be a word for it. It's just hard to.
Here's the other thing is, you say you're out and about, like at a bar or fucking club, and all these girls are wearing like skimpy outfits.
Right.
As a man, you're just gonna like observe the area, and you're just like, oh, that chick's tits are about to pop out, or
Right.
that chick probably shouldn't be wearing that
You
outfit.
probably shouldn't take your spouse there.
Well,
or your girlfriend or your wife
that-
or whatever it is.
well,
Well,
let me
they're
finish.
trying to find some dudes or some shit.
So here's the thing, though. Like, if you can talk about that with your partner and stuff, and be like, "Oh, did you see so and so?" and like, you guys are cool at the end of the night, because obviously you're kind of like a deer in the headlights. It's kind of hard not to look in certain instances, but if your intentions are like, I love this person that I'm with, and like I wouldn't, do anything to affect that.
Right.
That's fine, but if you have other intentions, then you're kind of a scumbag in a sense.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to get at is, girls are gonna do what they do to try and attract a partner.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's kind of inevitable in certain aspects and stuff. So
The way that I look at it is, you go to a club at night, you're expecting to see a dude that's dressed really well or a girl that's dressed really slutty or some shit, and they look hot.
yeah,
They don't look like that all the time. They could literally just be stuffing their bras with padding or some shit like that happens.
Kleenex.
Wearing a shitload of makeup, all sorts of stuff. It's like, oh wow, they look amazing tonight. But it's like you go home with them and you go home with an 8 and you wake up with a 2, right? It's like,
That's why you always want to make the first date a pool.
Yeah, dude, my brother says that
to
all
wash
the
it
time.
off. That's a good idea.
My brother
That's
says
good.
that all the time, but he also says that, and then like I went out on a date and I actually put makeup on, but this guy had already seen me more so without makeup, because I'm not really much of a makeup wearer. I wear it when we go out, but like on a day to day, you're gonna see me how I am.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is preferable because makeup is just what it is. It's making up, right?
What's your story before we?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we
kind of
got into something else. Just go ahead.
So okay,
I got you, bro.
So most of my experiences have been with my husband. Like I haven't really dated very many people. So going based on that, I went to a party with him, or he showed up at a party, and I was already pretty drunk when we got there. There was a guy there that had a lot of similarities. Y'all are distracting the shit out
I
of
don't know
me
what
right
you guys
now.
are doing. She's in the middle of talking.
I was checking out to see if he needed another drink. That's all.
Why does that matter? She's talking
good.
right
No,
now.
I'm listening.
I don't know why you gotta be rude
I'm
like
listening
that.
to the story.
Y'all just threw me off.
He was confusing me with his like hand signals.
Well, I was trying to reach over and
I
like
don't know
grab
why
you.
she's in the middle of something. That's kind of rude.
So,
Hey,
okay.
no, finish your story.
Okay,
Finish your
so
story.
we went to a party, or my husband showed up at the party, should I say, and I was already pretty drunk. There was a guy there that had, we had a lot of similar things. Like he had a son named Chance. He had a son named Taylor. He had like a niece named Autumn or whatever. So we had a lot of similarities, and like I was chatting. My husband didn't like it. He was like, got immediately next to me, and like anywhere I moved, he was right there, but I was still talking to this guy.
Right.
Once we left the party, he got like really nasty with me, and I think part of it had to do with the fact that I was so drunk, and he wasn't used to that. He was,
I wouldn't blame it on yourself.
well, no, I'm not.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, to follow it up, he actually ended up saying a lot of really nasty things. That was the last time that I got drunk with him. Basically told me I was a bad mother, but that's not really part of the story. My thing is like, would you guys consider that territorial or jealousy?
Neither. I'd consider that toxic.
Yeah,
Oh, it was definitely toxic.
I would
but
say that's kind of
Because he wasn't jealous that you guys, that the person you were talking to at the party, you guys had a couple of,
No, he was
similarities.
like, he said to me, he was like, you might as well just jumped on his dick, like you were all over him. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? Like you had my ass the whole night.
Toxic territorial.
it's toxic. Yeah, toxic. territorial.
You know
is
what
probably-
else is territorial? I gotta use one of your cousins for example.
Uh-oh.
So we went to Longhorn one night,
Okay.
and her cousin got called in, and
Her cousin got called in.
yeah, because
What does that mean?
Long story short, one of her family members was gonna get in a fight, so he called his cousin for backup.
Okay.
The cousin decided to just get in fight mode and come out there, but he brought a gal, and I didn't interact with this gentleman that much. But there was one part that I was a little like, no offense, but
That's fine.
there was one part that just seemed a little too much for me specifically. So if you do that's great for you. To me, it was just a little too much. But there was one part where we were outside, ready to go in the patio, and one on the front, and he had to go pay his bill, and it was him, one of his family members, and the guy's like girlfriend or something. And he pretty much told the family member Autumn's, "I'm gonna go pay my bill. Take care of her. If anything happens to her, I'll kill you."
Holy shit.
Which, mind you, they're family members.
Yeah,
But he's coming in with this like
hostile,
hot and heavy attitude. You know what I mean? Coming in ready for fight, but just that. I don't know if it's, and she didn't look like she even was fazed by it, but, or is that what you want? Like, let's ask from like a woman's standpoint. Is that what you want? Like, I gotta be like
you want somebody.
Hey, somebody else take care of my girl, or else I'm gonna murder you.
I don't need a babysitter.
Yeah,
right.
I also was just like, why didn't she go in there with you?
Yeah. That would be more
appropriate.
Take my hand and
Common
we just
sense,
go. Yeah, that would make more sense to me. But then if I didn't want to go or whatever, like keeping an eye because we were standing outside of a bar. I mean, it is really easy to just like grab a woman and just like fucking abduct them. Yes, that is something that a woman has to worry about.
No, I know. Yeah. Would you laugh? Did you laugh?
You had a hiccup. Leave the man alone. Finish your story.
The word abduct.
Finish your story.
The word abduct cracks me up.
So I get where like I don't know, I guess if I was drinking and like really drunk, somebody making sure that I'm not getting in somebody else's vehicle or something like that would be understandable.
Yeah, but that's fair because you'd be like, hey, can you take care of her? She's plastered.
But you don't have to say I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get at. But it's too much.
That's
like,
a little
take
much,
care of her or I'm gonna murder you.
You also have to realize
he could have just been joking, but even then, it's like you don't.
I don't know. He came in pretty hot, serious the whole night.
Yeah, but it's like you didn't have to say that.
He was ready for a fight regardless.
Yeah, but it's like you didn't have to say that. You could have just said, "Hey, my girlfriend's or my wife or whatever is really drunk. I'd appreciate if you can take care of her. Thank you." And then you walk away. You don't have to say, "Take care of her. I'll fucking kill you."
Personally,
like,
I would rather just have somebody grab my hand and take me with them wherever it is,
right?
Versus having somebody else.
What I would do too,
especially because like these specific family members, they know each other, but they don't really know each other. Like the girlfriend doesn't really know the other family member that well. You know what I'm saying? Like that would be really awkward for me.
So really quick to wrap that little segment up and then move on to the next one. Where does that fall in? Where does that fall? Is it extreme territorial? Is it some kind of like jealousy that a man's gonna come in and swoop her away, or does it fall into the like machismo category? It's a really iffy.
Yeah, it's a very fickle beast. I feel like it kind of falls into the whole like toxic area. However, people come from different walks of life, so
yeah, and that's fair.
So you have to be understandable of that in a sense, but also like. If you're not used to that, it kind of throws you off. You're just like, what the fuck? Why would you say that to me?
Right.
So. Okay. So is that fair? Or am I going to have a talk with you? Talk with me later? Because I brought that up?
No.
Okay.
Fine.
So, Tom, I actually want to know something.
Yes.
I want to know your first time.
Oh, boy.
I feel like it's an interesting story.
Yeah, I hope everybody's sitting down here because this is it's pretty fucked up, but it's also pretty interesting.
Okay,
so,
was she like a witch, or she tried to cast a spell on you or some shit?
No. So, all right. So, long story short, growing up all through high school, I played sports and stuff. But
where
did you?
Yeah, out in Montana.
Montana.
Yeah,
he's from Montana.
Yeah.
So the Yellowstone Italian stallion up in this bitch.
You know what I'm saying?
Was it like football or something? Or
yeah, I did football, track, and soccer and stuff.
Damn.
But
netball.
But here's the thing: I also did like orchestra and stuff. So I was like,
wow,
I was friends with everybody, but I didn't really.
So you chose extracurriculars instead of drugs.
Yeah, basically.
Fair.
I mean, I still did, the devil's lettuce here and there.
But
anyways, long story short, I ended up joining the military, and throughout that time period, I still never, got any poontang, as they say.
Okay.
So I was still a virgin, and then, I completed my training and stuff, and then I went to my school, and we had a weekend off, and we were like talking to this chick on this like little dating app or whatever.
We multiple people.
Yes.
y'all?
Will you let me finish? Anyways, so me and this one dude.
You train banged her?
Let me finish the story.
Oh my god! Okay, go
Yeah.
ahead.
So, anyways, me and this dude, I'm not gonna name any names. He was a.
I mean, you can give the first name.
He
I mean.
lived in California. I don't even remember this dude's first name.
Okay.
He lived in California, so we ended up meeting up with this chick in like a hotel. And,
got all ready for it.
She's like, oh yeah, you want this goods? And I was like, yeah. So
What the fuck did you find her? In an Italian sewer or something? What the hell
no,
was that?
so
Wait, which app was this? Tinder?
I can't remember. It was like a chat
It's back page.
app. It's not on the store anymore. But
Oh,
anyways,
okay.
Back
so
page.
we ended up doing like a devil's threesome with this chick,
Hot.
and that's basically all she wrote.
Nah, I mean, I want to know more
Devil's
about
threesome?
this. Like, obviously you
What
did that,
else?
but like, what happened afterwards?
I mean, after it happened,
Was it Eiffel Tower?
yeah, it was
okay.
devil's threesome. So we
What does
finished.
that mean?
You don't know what an
Two
Eiffel
guys.
Tower
guys,
is?
one girl. Two
Oh.
guys, one girl.
Oh,
that's all you
that's
gotta know.
what they-
Angel's
okay.
threesome is
Yeah.
2 girls, 1 guy.
Yeah.
Devil's threesome is 2 guys,
So
1 girl.
basically, we finished our deed and stuff,
I
and
wanna know
then we
vanilla.
left, and I got orders to my next duty station, and this dude's like, "We're never gonna talk about this again." I was like, "What do you mean?" And he's like,
Wait, did you guys like?
What do you mean?
Did you
I
guys
just
like
had
touch?
sex.
No, we didn't touch, but we did work. So
Okay.
basically, after
What do you
that,
mean you did work?
Meaning nut sacks interacted, but
No, I
never
feel like
sticks.
it was like there's got to be at least 6-inch like separation.
no,
you know.
we did what we needed to do,
All
and
right.
then after that was over, he's like, "We don't talk about this again." I haven't talked to this dude in probably a couple years.
Wait, so this is your first
That's
sexual
Yes,
experience
this was
America.
my
with a
first
threesome?
time. Yes,
You lucky fuck.
I know, right?
Have you been in a threesome yet, Cisco?
No, but funny story. Bob Tippy wanted me.
Oh yeah, you told me.
Oh
that.
my god!
No, it's
He wanted.
wait, hang on. Pause. Let's let him finish the story, then we can go
Okay.
back to that because you told me that story,
I
but I
have
feel like
to
I
know
was
it.
fucked up when you told me
Yeah.
so.
So, anyways, we finished it, and then like a
So
couple
fascinating.
years rolled by, and I was in a different area, and I hit him up, and this dude's like married and stuff, and
Right.
I was just like, all right, well, I'll just leave him alone. But yeah, that was my first time, and
So you wanted to have a follow-up threesome? With
So like, was it just
No,
like
it
this is like a
wasn't-
spur of the moment
I
thing where
see
you're
you're
planning on it?
married.
so you got to realize, like, when you're in your like training school.
You haven't seen
you don't get to go
pussy
out.
in, like,
you
a
don't
year.
get to go out a whole lot.
Yeah.
So we had the opportunity to do that over the weekend. And he's like, "Oh, I'm from XYZ part of California." I was
Right.
like, "Hey, you want to join me?" And I'm like, "Yeah, dude." And then we were just doing our thing and met up with this person.
So
and-
the plan was to go on like
Yeah,
that
we-
hiatus or whatever, and then you guys just
Yeah,
were planning
so-
on fucking her, or you just
no. So
she
the plan,
messaged you?
the plan was to go out and like spend time with his family, which we did. We spent the night at his place. But I had the app, and like we were talking to this chick, and she's like, I want XYZ. We did it, and then that's basically all
Interesting.
she wrote.
And she
Yeah.
wasn't a prostitute.
No, she
Okay.
wasn't. But
Do you still talk to that guy?
no, I don't. I
You still
have him.
don't?
I have him as friends, but I haven't talked to the dude. He's
Right.
got like wife and kids, and
Right.
just like I'm just
it's
gonna
probably
leave
been
it
like
alone.
6 or 7 years at least.
Yeah,
so-
no, it's been a hot minute. So.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, interesting.
You should have been like, "Hey, I see you're married. Let's recreate that."
How you want
moment
to
we shared."
upgrade this to a
No.
foursome?
Yeah.
Mario 1-up?
No, yeah, so that's
So she
basically
wasn't a
it.
lady of the night.
No, she wasn't a lady tonight. She's some Asian chick.
Attaboy,
But I know
cowboy.
I say Asian, you're just like, oh, she's definitely a hooker. No, she's
No, I didn't say that at all.
just wanted.
Was it a lady boy? I'm just joking.
No, she wasn't. There was holes there.
What was her figure?
I like when we just fucking.
What do you mean?
Y'all are doing that. I have
Skinny,
more
she
questions,
had
but I feel like
average.
it's inappropriate.
No,
She
I want to
had-
hear inappropriate questions. Go ahead.
No, she had like an hourglass shape and stuff.
So she was like a
good.
busty Asian?
Yeah, she's
Okay.
good. And I was just like, oh hell yeah, brother, like
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what's your
And they went out to have
racy question?
Are you gay?
No.
Are you
So y'all-
homophobic?
Next
He has a
question.
Y'all
girlfriend.
didn't like do anything together?
No,
Like y'all didn't make out?
We didn't make out. We didn't fuck each other in the butt.
Yeah.
It was strictly heterosexual. Next
Strictly.
question.
I feel like
Was it
Strictly.
though? Because you had another man involved.
No, it was, but there's two holes. You got your booty hole, and then you got your hoo ha,
Yo.
in your mouth.
So y'all did touch then?
We didn't touch. No,
You had to have.
No,
we didn't.
the pressure was on the other side of the wall, the separation. So it was like, you know.
Yeah. So
Okay,
basically,
there was a
y'all's
barrier
legs or
between
something touched.
no. So basically,
Yo.
you know, it. Ideally, if you're doing an Eiffel Tower, one dude's in the chick's mouth, the other dude's in like the booty hole.
Yeah, or the
hoo-ha.
yeah.
Yeah. So
And then they're like this.
So
Yeah.
all you
Right
guys
in the
did? You guys didn't
Yeah.
try like anything else? Like
no, dude, we basically did all the holes, and then you know we're
You
just
got
like,
strictly
all right, good
dickly
talk.
down a bit.
Fucking, let's go get some burritos.
he just left her there in the fucking hotel room, like,
Yeah.
bye, bitch.
Yeah, basically, and then he had his car, so we just like took off after that.
Right.
Weren't you in a three-way as well?
A three-way?
Was
a
it a guy
threesome.
and two
Devils
girls,
or
though?
angels?
It was an angel threesome.
2 chicks, 1 dude.
I thought it was. Oh no, you're right. It was. Yeah. She said the story probably like 5 or 6 episodes ago. It was her husband.
I mean, we
and
didn't
then-
really go into detail about it.
Yeah, it was her husband and
Go into detail.
and like
'cause-
his best friend, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And she liked the best friend more, and yeah.
Wait, did their parts touch?
No.
Oh. Then
How
why are
do
you
you know?
questioning so hard over here?
That's what I'm saying. Like
Why
you
are
can do
you
it
like,
without
they
being
had to?
gay.
Your
right?
dicks had to touch in one
So
moment.
mine was more like we didn't like at the same time. Nothing happened at the same time. I mean,
Oh.
Wait, what?
like it was like more like taking turns.
Oh.
Well, I guess that's
No,
a threesome.
we
was
were-
there like
That's
someone
a
was
rotation.
watching and then you two were going?
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
So you didn't Eiffel Tower it or something like that.
I don't know.
No, Eiffel Tower. is
Okay,
fun.
Eiffel Tower, someone's at the back, someone's at the front, and the girl's in the middle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you,
we
Yeah.
did
you,
that.
you grasp hands and you're like, vive la resistance. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe
Yeah.
like a bow and joer, stick it in there, croissants. You know.
Yeah.
Croissant.
Croissant.
Anyways, what was your story about Tippy?
Oh. I like how we just throwing that last name out everywhere, aren't we?
Well, he was already on the show.
Yeah. Go back to the archives. Let's see. We were hanging out one night, and we had to figure out what we want to do. And he goes, "You know, if we, I think he said, if we get a hooker, if we get a girl or something, would you be down for a 3-way?" And I was a little uncomfortable about it because I'm
Yeah.
a smidge homophobic.
No, it's
You
understandable.
know, I don't want my dick or anything touching another man's dick. You know, so I was just like, nah. But I was like up for the experience. You know what I mean? So I was like, yeah, sure. It never happened. We did go on Backpage, but they were too pricey, so it never happened. Looking back on it, I'm kind of glad it never happened.
Well, Backpages isn't around anymore.
No, it's
so
not.
There's probably a reason for that.
Well, people were selling guns and prostitutes. You didn't know that?
No, I wasn't aware. I know that, that's where you go to get some ass.
Pretty much. Pretty much. All right, so the next topic we're going to move on is toxic relationships. So, what are toxic relationships? What are examples of toxic relationships?
My whole marriage.
Okay. Well, Autumn, you seem to have a good grasp on it. Let it rip.
I don't really know. Do we have certain topics that we're going to talk about specifically with this, or like?
Well, here's a picture.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing?
Someone's got to piss.
Okay.
Open your mouth.
Golden shower.
He's talking to you, bro.
Oh.
I mean, you're not homophobic.
I'll bear back. No. So toxic relationships.
So here's a I guess you can call it a meme, right? Everyone's seen this meme. The gal's laying on the bed talking to the guy's on the bed talking to the girl by phone.
Okay.
And she goes, "Babe, you need to change. You need to do better. I promise I'll do better,
Oh, yeah.
but you must do better too." Well, if you can't accept me for the way I am, then I think this relationship is done.
Right.
So, what is toxic relationships? I, for one, think that's obviously an example of toxic relationships, but I do believe it comes down where someone has more control over the other and kind of controls every little aspect of that person's life, but they can do whatever they like. So, for an example, there is always the toxic women is probably the best one I can describe just because I'm a man.
Okay.
Obviously, there is toxic men and there is examples. Autumn's probably got them. But the best one is the wife or the girlfriend can go hang out with friends, right, and get their nails done and all this shit. But when the man wants to do it, let's say he escapes for a bit, right?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of examples. There's a lot of routes. Hey, babe, I'm gonna go hang out with the friends. And what does she do? She'd be like, why are you gonna go hang out with your friends when you can spend time with here with your kids and me? Okay. Or he pulls it through and then he goes and then comes back and then she's like,
hell to pay.
Yeah, pretty much. And then she gets on his ass about things like that, like, why did you go hang out with your friends? Oh, and then the guy, stupidly enough, I'm sorry, makes him plays the role of, I'm sorry I hurt your feelings, because the girl is toxic and starts playing a character to make him feel guilty. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm coming from. Obviously, there's a shitload of examples. I mean, how many guys out there fall into the toxic women traps? You know what I mean?
So toxic relationships is a broad spectrum. You got all kinds of relationships in general, friendships, sexual relationships, relationships with your family, all that other shit, right? Toxic just kind of, to me, refers to where there's such a miscommunication between the two parties that it's unrepairable, where you just can't get past your differences.
I don't know.
And
sorry, go ahead.
all I'm going to say is, the thing is, since you can't fix it, the only thing to do is just to leave, right? And so for friendships, for family, for sexual relationships, whatever, your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, what you should do is leave. But the reason it's a toxic relationship is because you can't, or because you won't.
I was going to say that.
Yeah.
It's the easy way out is always just say fuck it.
Yeah.
And leave. Don't worry about what about this, what about that. Just get your shit and go. But they don't, and you're right, because they're afraid of, where am I going to go? What am I going to do? Well, all this. So they stay there. And it's worse if you have kids with the person, all that shit. And they don't have to stay there. I'm going to tell this to everybody, man or woman. You don't have to fucking stay in that shit.
Yeah, so G-Fan just said, a toxic relationship is one in which two people don't communicate or relate to one another in healthy ways, and where conflict easily arises. In these relationships, at least one person tries to minimize the other's perspective and increase their competitive nature. I feel like that's pretty fair. I was like halfway there.
Thank you, G-Fan.
Yeah, thank you, G-Fan.
G-Fan with the facts.
Well, I feel like it's more important to where they kind of guilt trip that other person into staying, whether it's like monetary or like sexual or like relationships.
There's a lot of like little things that people in toxic relationships do. Yeah. One of them is like, they just don't communicate, period, or something like that.
Yeah.
What did you just say? The
guilt trip aspect?
Guilt trip.
Yeah.
The gaslighting. There's a bunch of things that you could do in a relationship that would make it toxic. Mm-hmm. Now, whether or not you're trying to do it or not is up to your communication. Because if you can't communicate about it, you can't fix it, right?
That's true. But also, I feel like another important thing is, like, say their father or their mother was that way. And they pick that up, and they're just gonna like it continuously spread that type of shit.
Exactly.
And that's not good at all, because that just causes more problems down the line.
Right. And I'm gonna say, so I was proactive in it. So I don't talk to my mom anymore. So what I did was take everything that she did that was wrong and just didn't do it again. Like, I didn't do it because I knew what I knew what happens when you do that shit. Like, lie, cheat, steal, all that shit. Like, 10 Commandments, I don't care about it type shit, right?
Yeah.
So I just didn't do that stuff. And so what I picked up on was, hey, I don't have any really bad relationships with people anymore. Like, bad relationships.
Right.
I could have like rocky relationships where like we need to talk about some things.
That's fair.
But it's not like unrepairable. So, you work at it. It takes a long time. It takes like years.
Again, sometimes you're gonna need therapy.
Yeah, exactly.
Autumn?
So.
I'm in therapy. That's true.
You're in therapy?
I need it. No, it's expensive. You know how much it is?
No, literally. It's like $300 a session. Some shit.
Yeah. So that's how I grew up. I grew up, both my parents were very toxic with each other.
Right.
Which I think is part of the reason why, there's a lot of reason why me and my husband stay together as long as we stay together.
Because you already had the experience with your parents and they stayed together, so why couldn't you?
No, it's more, there's a lot to it, and some of it I don't feel completely comfortable airing out there.
Okay.
Maybe like if it was just us, it'd be
Okay.
one thing, but
Yeah.
I don't want it to be
Saved forever in the internet. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
I have therapy sessions. It's $30 an hour.
My therapy includes whiskey.
I'll listen to you. I'll give you my best advice. You can take it however you want. It's great. We'll draw.
I don't pay you for that. You already do that for me.
Well,
I think it's important to note.
You're going to start charging me now.
so, yes.
It's
Times are
important to
tough.
note, like, if you need therapy and you can afford it, it's okay if you're male or female. Granted, yes, it is expensive.
Call
It is.
1-800-YUM. No.
For what?
Leave her alone.
I've been
not
learning
for
how to
pleasure
handle a lot of
moment.
it myself, and like to, because I don't want that toxic. I know I recognize what's toxic
Right.
with our relationship, what I don't want going forward, what I want to better in my relationship. Do I fall back into?
I have a question for you, but you can go ahead. Just
Do I fall back into sometimes like realizing like some of the things that I do or say is toxic? I do. But when I recognize it, I acknowledge it, and I try
And
to
you can
fix
work
it.
on it. Yeah, exactly. That's the big thing is like you got to be able to
So
recognize and
and
fix
to be
it.
fair, I'm admitting that I was toxic in our relationship, but I wasn't the
In your
main
exes?
Yes.
Well, he was toxic too, though.
Very.
Yeah.
He
so
was.
like
He was. I
it was
was.
just your guys' relationship was perpetuating toxicity.
I was willing to work on fixing things, and he would say like, "Oh, you're doing this, this, and this," and then I would say, "Well, you're doing this, this, and this. Like, I'll work on these if you work on these."
and he just said no.
Yeah.
and you guys
Type
would never
shit.
get nowhere.
Yeah,
right?
and they're-
Pretty much, or he would pacify it, and this is
Right.
what I said. So I had a conversation with his newest girlfriend, and like, she seems like they're going through the same thing that we went through.
Yeah, he hasn't changed at all, basically.
Right, and I was like, this is how he would be with us, or with me. He would be like, things would be going somewhat good, and then they would start going bad, and then when they would start going bad, then he would sprinkle a little bit of good,
Yeah,
and make
just
me feel
to keep
like
it going.
make me feel like things were going.
Here's
to
an
change.
oil change.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then it just progressed from there, and like
Yeah.
not being that great. I sent a video on the group chat that kind of goes along with this. I think it would be willing or nice to watch.
Okay, so
I haven't
while
played
he
for
pulls
that,
that
but-
up, I have a quick question for you. So you mentioned that you noticed the toxic traits, right? Or you
Yes.
realized it.
Yes.
At the moment when you were going through this toxic traits, were you aware of it? What was going on?
Some of
Or
it,
did you
some of
play
it.
along with it with being fully unaware of what was going on
So
until later on?
Some of it, yes. Some of it, I was aware of it being toxic, and then some of it, it's in our group chat.
You have to send it to here.
Oh.
Yeah, Cisco, can you do that? Do like share it to.
But go on.
Yeah, some of it I recognized as it was happening. It would just kind of depend on what it was. Like, the not wanting to. One of the biggest things that he would do would be like, we would get into a fight, and I would be mad at him for something, and then his solution to it was to like just have sex with me, and that would be making it up, but without apologizing for it.
Is it
What
the
it
last video you
was,
sent?
huh?
Is it the last video you sent
Yeah.
around 7 o'clock?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully, it was the right one.
So basically, he would kind of keep himself in the picture enough to where
It's there.
y'all would still be, a thing, but not apologize like you just said.
Right. So now, like, when I start fighting with people,
Yeah.
or well, not people, but like, not that I've had very many relationships, but like, that is something that's in my mind. Like, that's not how I'm gonna fix a problem. Like,
Yeah.
To just have sex with somebody just
Yeah.
to get it out of the way type of
Yeah.
shit. Yeah.
Do you feel... Oh,
No, go ahead.
go on. No.
so I sent this to him because him and his girlfriend have been fighting a lot, and when I listened to this, I was like, honestly, when I really listen to it and really think about it, what they're asking was exactly me.
So I need to figure out. I wish I had this before we started. But
Sorry.
I'm trying to get it to full screen. I just don't know
It's
how to
just
do it.
I didn't.
fine.
I
Just
go
realized.
Well, no, we have to. Are we gonna show it on the
Just
the
push
podcast?
play.
Hit the 3 dots.
Let's push play.
Hang on.
You don't really have to see the whole video. Just
thought
Yeah,
this
the
guy was
audio would
IT.
work
Yeah.
fine.
So you're just having sex. Okay, fair. So, I mean, I think that's fair. When someone doesn't know how to articulate that they actually do like you, then it could be a trauma thing. Like, oh, it was a one night stand to begin with, and then it just kind of turned into something that I just can't describe. And it's like,
Blossom too.
right? It's like, well,
yeah.
is it
So
like a
with that
loving
video
relationship?
being there, that's something that I will truly consider. I sent that to Chance because
He needs another chance.
no, he's had enough.
Yeah.
But him and his girlfriend going round and round, and then her involving me. I don't really know what she wants me to do. Like, I can't change him, dude. I was with him for 11 years. He hasn't changed since.
Right.
All I can tell you is what happened with our relationship, you know? But I sent that to him, and he did start crying. Well, I didn't
How
send
recent
that.
was
I
this?
didn't. It's very recent. I sent it to him after we had this conversation, but I asked him why he loved her.
Yeah.
And he started crying and saying, like,
Didn't he like move out and shit?
yeah, they're back. It's
Oh.
a mess. It's toxic.
Yeah.
But when I asked him, he was able to say why he loved her.
And it wasn't magical.
He started to go that route.
And
then he
actually thought about it, and he was like, you know what?
that's when he started crying, and then he started like giving his actual reasons.
Huh.
So like maybe he does really love her. But their relationship is just way more toxic.
cares about me when I get plastered and I can't stand up by myself.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I just, if he really does love her and vice versa, I hope that their relationship gets a little bit better, because
Right.
as of right now, it's very toxic. It's very back and forth.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say maybe she's reaching out to you because it's kind of like a cry for help per se.
I mean, yeah. You know.
That's what I'm
What do
thinking.
you mean?
Well, you just said she reaches out to you, right?
She does constantly.
So she's probably trying to find, what you did in that situation, or what
so that
you,
way
what you would do.
it doesn't come out the same way.
Yeah.
Well,
'Cause she
there's-
knows how your guys' relationship ended.
Because here's the
Right.
thing: some women, they're just like, oh, I can change this person.
Yeah.
It never
Never
really works out.
Yeah.
So
Well, you can't change who somebody is.
No, you can't change who somebody is. But maybe that's why she's just trying to get some intel from you.
You sounded.
That's
you sounded
what
like,
I think.
Cisco, you sound like you didn't believe that. What you went?
Because I do believe people can change.
Do you believe that somebody can change who somebody else is?
I
who
think
they
with the right people, you can pull it off. I think by yourself being part of a toxic relationship, you are not. Because if you are the mouse and your other person is the lion, you are going to get thrown around, right? The lion is going to smack you like throw the mouse halfway across the room.
Yeah.
Vice versa, no matter what gender it is. Male or female. Because there's only two. Anywho, but that's kind of what it is. I think with the right people, friends, family, therapy help, But I'm not gonna say it's an easy journey, but I think it is a journey that can be done.
So our next topic is going to be double standards. We did talk about that last week.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit. Where are we going with this?
Double standards. So there's a lot of double standards in today's world, and I don't think it's fair because we keep talking about equality and all this other shit. But let's be honest, if a woman, in a very fine looking woman, has a skimpy bikini of some sorts, right?
Yeah.
All the women online, it's mostly online because it's all these little fucking internet muscle people that think they're hotter than shit behind a fucking keyboard.
The keyboard warriors.
Pretty much starts bashing on the skinny woman, right? But it's like, oh, like, what a whore, what a this and that, right? So if it's a skinny, attractive woman in a very bikini swimsuit thing, it's what a whore, what a POS. Because, of course, they don't look like that. They know probably their significant others probably look at that and all that stuff. So it's a weird jealousy thing. But vice versa, when a big-ass woman does the same shit, it's disgusting. Let's be honest. We've already cleared this out, right? I've said it. Well, at least. No one has to take credit for my words. I can say it on my own damn. But self. Anyways, but that's the deal. If it's the big ass Lizzos and all that shit, guys aren't gonna critique it. Like, that's fucking gross. Like, lose some pounds, put some fucking weight on. But a guy does something. Let's say a guy, right? If a guy is buff and shit, the average guy don't give a crap. Right? You see the guy.
Yeah.
I mean, if anything, they'll be like, "Dang, bro, nice gains," you know.
Yeah.
They'll get comments from men.
Well, that's the equivalent of saying like "yes, queen" or something like that, right? It's kind of like
Not really.
Yeah, it's
Like-
kind of a different realm, but
Well, it's yeah,
example-
obviously, but it's like for men, it's nice gains. For women, it's go queen. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I feel like it's more common. Like, say a guy loses weight and he gets like jacked. Like, you know, he gets a lot of comments from men. They're like, you know, what was your routine? Because I'm sure there's a lot of
Curiosity on how you get there and how do I get there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, for fuck's sakes, we were at the Longhorn line that same time that your family member and then your cousin showed up. And there's a guy from high school, and the guy's been buff since high school.
Oh, amazing.
Who is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
He was buff, and he got a little bit more buffer. And he was
I got his
finishing
name.
with karaoke, and I had walked up, and he's like,
I don't have one of
"Hey,
those,
man."
do
I was
you?
like, "What's up, dude? How you been?" And I like touched his muscles, and I was like, "Holy shit, are you injecting yourself with them horse steroids? Where the fuck you getting them so I can get some too?"
wait, you squeezed another man?
Yeah, in his arm. Unlike you, who squeezes their dick because you're not homophobic.
Yeah, we're not
Anyways.
homophobic, Josh.
Are you supposed to squeeze other men? Autumn,
It's okay to squeeze another
I would
man's
squeeze
bicep
another
slash
man.
tricep.
fair.
So anyway,
Autumn doesn't count.
I'm not over here.
Autumn counts.
I'm not over here like rubbing the. It's like
She
damn. Dude.
made it at Fry's, so you know she's got to be able to count.
Oh my god.
So
What?
What does that mean?
She used to work at Fry's.
Because I have to count money.
Oh. Can you give me a discount on the fuel?
he doesn't.
I don't
She
work
doesn't work there no
anymore.
more.
Yeah.
So, but going back, but going back to that.
Yeah.
So the ugly bitches will always look at the attractive ones and be like, "Look at this skank. Look at this and that." How many videos have we seen online?
That's not true, though, because I compliment women.
Yes, but you
Are you calling her an ugly bitch?
No, but you're not hideous.
He's talking about
So
like
you have
hogs.
to be hideous to...
He's talking about
be
hogs.
nasty
Like they
like
go to the
that?
buffet
No.
every
It's
day.
double standards
They're
because
a regular
it's like
returning customer.
what?
You're talking about hogs, regular returning customers for buffets.
Oh, but
Anyways, I'm just going back to what I'm saying.
you're beautiful. Don't
So what I'm trying to get at is how many videos. I don't know how to answer your question. What was your question?
No, just keep going. It's fine.
So what I'm trying to get at, how many times have we seen videos of it's always an attractive woman and an ugly fucking friend and a guy, and the guy's trying to approach the attractive friend, and here comes the fucking ugly one trying to be the cock block. Because why? Because it's jealousy and that shit. But if two guys are together, right, and a woman comes up to one guy, is the other friend gonna cock block? No. You, honest to God, I've been in that situation. You just turn around and you leave. You let them fucking be. But it goes back to that double standards. Why can you not let something be? Does that make sense?
Wait.
I
You're
get what
saying that women.
There's a lot of double standards
won't
when it comes to
cockblock?
men and women, and it seems like men are more laid back than the women are.
Oh,
I would say either turn back or you help your brother out, because I've been
Exactly.
in a
yeah.
situation.
You're either a wingman or you're not.
So
yeah.
a long time ago, my buddy was trying to get with this hot chick, and the friend was like, very interesting. Anyways, so I was like, hey man, I will help you out. Fucking hung out with the friend. We went to a drive-in movie. And I
Okay.
literally jumped on the grenade for him because, and then
Was she ugly?
She was getting really
Jumped on
handsy,
her.
and I'm like, I will endure this as much as I can for my friend.
You start making out.
No.
Take one for the
No,
team.
no, she was like getting really handsy, and I was just like, no, let's watch the movie.
So I just. Oh, wait, were you done?
No, I'm done.
It was
Yeah.
Prince of Persia.
So I got other examples that I just found out. So OnlyFans is a good one.
Okay.
So when a woman does OnlyFans,
She's
she's
a
known
whore.
as a skank and a whore, right?
Yep.
But then there's guys out there that do it, and they may be straight guys, but the only people subscribing to them are fucking gay guys.
yes. Well, I mean,
It is what it is.
I wouldn't
But
subscribe
but see
to
what
a
I mean,
guy
though?
just
But
to
there's-
see which women
But
he
if a
fucks.
guy does it, there's no big deal, right? But if a girl does it, there's a big deal.
Well, I mean,
So there's that aspect. The other example I have is the teacher and student thing that we kind of touched on last week.
last week, yeah.
When a male teacher messes around with his female student, right?
He's a
always
pedophile,
seen as
he's a
yeah,
rapist,
he's
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
But the female, I mean, the male with the teacher, right? And the teacher's attractive. You're gonna high five that little 13-year-old
like,
boy.
yeah, good job, bro.
Yeah,
you
like,
know,
good job,
I wouldn't.
son. Well, you're a girl. See, double standard.
double, yeah.
I
I
wouldn't-
would.
Double
I-
standard.
But if it was vice versa, like my daughter, I would be I would be fucking
no.
pissed.
If your daughter was a teacher and fucked like a 16-year-old,
I would be disgusted.
you'd be disgusted.
If my daughter was fucking her teacher, I would be disgusted.
Yeah.
There would be hell to pay.
Yeah,
So,
And same thing with my boys.
yeah.
okay. So
I don't have a double standard then.
What if one of your sons was 18 and fucked like a 40-year-old teacher?
A 40-year-old teacher?
Yeah.
well, she's gotta look good.
She's been there for quite some time.
But he was 18 and already graduated and like
Let's say that he
let's say
hit
like
18 in high
30
school. He was a
30
senior,
something.
and then got with like the biology
After
teacher.
oh,
he
he was a
graduated?
senior?
No, he's still in school.
No, I would have a fit.
You would.
Yeah.
Why? But he's not in biology. He just thought she was cute and wanted to fuck her.
Doesn't matter.
So
Really? Okay.
Okay. So
See, I'd high five him. I'd be like, "Yo, good job, my guy."
No, Cisco, go ahead.
Oh, so the other example I have, and it's been a recent one, is when Mother's Day comes around, right? Mother's all
Oh yeah, I know.
thank you,
I know
my
where you're going
son,
with this.
Thank you, blah blah blah.
I know where you're going with
Everybody praises the mom, all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
But no one praises the single dads. And the dads, again, seem to be more laid back than the women. No offense on them. But they're not over here bragging and bitching. Well, what about single dads pulling double duty and all that shit?
Yeah.
You don't see that at fucking all. And it irritates me. It's like kind of like get in your line and stay the fuck there.
You know, I'm gonna agree with Cisco
and
here.
Now, and here's a perfect example because now we're going into Father's Day, which was yesterday. And
Yeah.
everybody, if you've been on fucking Facebook, you had to fucking see it. That's right.
Happy Father's Day to all the single mothers out
getting
there.
Randy Cisco back from like the first 10 episodes. But it fucking irritates me that it's like, it's the Father's fucking day. Back the fuck up, you fucking cunts. You had your fucking day. Shut the fuck up. You should be actually proud of your fucking selves that you pushed through and you got it all and you are the fucking earner and you did it all by yourself. But here they go, of course, because it's toxic women probably, taking something that isn't theirs. How many fucking people said on there, oh, wish me a happy Father's Day?
Yeah, no, and I agree with that because it's okay, father and mother, two different things.
How many...
You're not gonna be both. Like by definition,
Yeah,
unless you're Caitlyn Jenner.
You gotta be one or the other, to
Yeah.
be fair. But
So,
So the reason why a lot of times men aren't getting the praise on Mother's Day
because they're not bragging about
is
it.
because
Well, they're not a mother.
there's not very many men who have full custody of their children. And hear me out. there is a difference between being a full parent and being a co-parent.
Okay.
A co-parent has their kids half of the time. So the mother has them half, the father has them half.
But that doesn't have
In
to
my
do...
example, I have my kids 24/7. I know one guy that has full custody of his kids. The mother's not involved. So for him, he should be praised on Mother's Day.
Right.
It might sound weird. That might sound weird, but he should be.
Because he should be. Because if the women want praise on Father's Day for taking double duty and all this bullshit that I saw yesterday, then why aren't we doing the same for guys?
And,
so again,
and
guys...
And I will say, yesterday I did have somebody tell me, Happy Father's Day.
And what'd you tell him? Go fuck yourself, you piece of shit.
I don't have
a
a dick.
vagina.
I don't know.
I just said thanks.
No, and I agree with you, Cisco. If we're gonna say Happy Father's Day to mothers because they're pulling double duty, then you got to do the same thing for men. But I don't think it should be that way. If you're a man and you have full custody of your kids, you should celebrate Father's Day because you are a father to your children.
So,
period. If you're a mother, same thing. You should celebrate being a mother on Mother's Day because you're a mother. Period. That it should be separate because there's a reason for that, right? Just because you're pulling double duty, I don't think that you should get 2 holidays.
No.
Like, I'm sorry.
I'm gonna say this:
toxic women trying to take everything.
If you're a piece of shit mother, you don't deserve it.
If you're a piece of shit anything, you don't deserve
Yeah,
anything.
if you're a piece of shit father,
yeah,
fuck yourself. Because
G-Fan said something. Look up double standard.
I got him here, and I got more examples, but we're gonna let everyone finish up.
Well,
and
I was just gonna say,
examples.
that there are some
Thanks,
mothers
G-Fan.
that kind of poison their children, like, oh, your father's a piece of shit,
right?
And like, yes, that may be the instance in certain situations, but the same could be said about the mom, like, that the mom's like XYZ, blah, 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 and that doesn't help the child's growth, I feel, in a sense,
right?
And at that point they're just learning to kind of like hate at a very young age, which that's not good,
right?
So the other one I got, another example, is if the attractive man walks up to the woman in the office and says, "Looking good, Susan," right? And Susan will go, "Oh my God, thanks, Steven," right? It's the typical, like, a handsome fella has made me feel a little special. But if your average fucking Joe comes up to Susan and goes, "Looking good, Susan," all of a sudden it's sexual harassment. Oh no, help me. And it's like, I just gave you the same compliment that Steven fucking did.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So it's a physical thing is really what it comes down to. Mm-hmm. Another example is when a guy, maybe handsome, right, has a lot of girls around him. Fuck, that guy's pretty fucking cool, right? But if the girl is surrounded by men, because let's just be honest, she's just that fucking stunning and beautiful or whatever, then it's what a whore, what a slut, shame on her. So, I mean, what are the rules?
It does have to do with
there are no rules.
How attractive you are, because, like, let's be honest, if a 1 hit on you, you'd be like, but if a 10 hit on you, you'd be like, wow, holy shit, I can't believe I got the attention of a 10, right? But if in that example, sexual harassment is sexual harassment, right? Yes. Now, whether or not it's like you want it, it's a different story. That's a person thing.
Yeah.
Somebody saying you're good looking is not considered sexual harassment.
Well, it could be. If you're mentioning your physical attributes, like, wow, Autumn, you're looking really good today.
I like your necklace, and all of a sudden you look down, it's like, oh my God, this asshole perv is looking at my fucking tits.
Sure, that could be an example.
I don't know.
But if a 10 said that to you, you'd be like, oh wow, what a good compliment. If a 1 said that to you, if the janitor said that to you, you'd be like, what a perv.
You're assuming that that's what I would say. I would just take the compliment and move on.
You take the compliment.
Me personally.
See, that's why I always just say, look at the shoes.
I don't know, man.
You have really nice shoes. It's like, what are you going to do, compliment my ankles?
I feel like you said, hey, Autumn, you have a nice turd cutter. She'd be like, the fuck are you talking about? You know what I mean?
Do you know what a turd cutter is?
No, I don't.
It's an ass.
So I would have to be like, what is that?
Booty hole.
You have a nice
Well,
You would
ass.
have to
Your
see
butt.
my booty hole in order to know.
No,
that.
I don't know.
Turd cutter is
it's
just
just-
a military
yeah.
form of ass.
No, it's not military. It's just a phrase that people say.
Of ass.
You know, like, oh, look, she's got a nice turd cutter, and like,
Right.
Another-
Turd cutter.
I don't fucking know.
Another example, and maybe we can wrap this up since we're giving out examples, is when when a girl cries, whatever the situation is, whether it be a man did it or whatever, right? It's you'll see it online so fucking much, and it's all these fucking toxic, poison, fucked in the head women. I'm telling you right now. But a woman cries, posts it online, and it's crying can make you feel better. Poor girl. Oh my god. Fuck the asshole who fucking did that. Same thing with the piece of shit guys out there. Like, oh, if I had that guy right in front of me, I would punch him. No, you wouldn't, you little cocksucker. You wouldn't do shit, you little puss. Simple as that. But if a guy's in the situation crying for whatever reason, it's men don't cry.
What a little
Be
bitch.
a man.
Yeah.
And don't be a
Yeah.
little piece of shit. It's like that guy just fucking his cat died and his mom got run over on the same day, dude.
Yeah. There's a big difference when a man
There's also
cries.
clout chasing. I'm just going to say that really fast, where you're making yourself feel sad and then crying and then putting a story behind it just to get fucking followers.
Yeah.
That happens all the time. But yeah, I know what you're saying. Like if it's okay to cry as a human being, it should be okay for anybody, not just because you're a female or because you're a male or some shit, right?
Right.
So
Well,
I
I
get,
mean,
But you- I feel like you're gonna say
uncomfortable whenever
Someone
it doesn't-
cries?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
male
fair.
or female.
Yeah.
I probably get more like when Chance was crying to me.
yeah.
I was like, I need to get the fuck out of this.
Right.
stop it.
Like if a
Yeah,
girl
it's
did
like-
that, if a girl did that to you in that same position, you'd feel the same uncomfortableness
I probably felt more uncomfortable with the fact that he was crying, and I think it's
because you had a history.
yeah.
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 Oh, here's some quick examples I'll go through real quick.
Yeah. go
Good
ahead.
example is birth control for women versus men not having to wear a condom. We don't believe in condoms around here, G-Fan.
I believe in the natural
What's a
condom.
condom?
Anal forever.
Yeah, what is a condom? Give me a description.
Oh, it's
Cone-
a sheep's intestine
They actually
that
have-
goes over your penis, which then you stick in the vagina.
Oh.
Condom.
They have
Con-
women
condom.
condoms that
They
go
do?
up in your vagina.
I
Yeah.
feel
It's kind of
like
like
that's
it's kind of
kinda
like a
weird.
parachute.
It looks exactly like a man's vagina. Or I mean,
A man's vagina?
What the
Caitlyn Jenner?
Josh, you know about
Man.
that. I had the flag up here earlier.
Yeah, man. It's,
Yeah, he caters to that.
yeah, man.
I mean, it looks
Please
like a
don't cancel
man's
me.
condom, but like for a
In the
woman.
hoo-ha?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Is it like bigger? Like it's
Yeah.
it
no, it
is.
have to be bigger because
Yeah.
it's like a vagina, you know.
right? I mean, I feel like if it, okay.
Just like
So,
Is it like a paper bag or like a plastic bag you just like shove in there and just stretch over it?
I've never
Oh,
actually seen one in person. I just seen it when I went for my
Physical
vagina
thing? Oh, yeah.
checkup.
The
Yeah.
OBGYN thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was all came back good. Okay,
Oh, it's good. It's
we
good
just
to
gotta wait on the boob one.
Oh, okay.
So.
they use a little metal thingy to like.
They yeah.
It's not metal; it's plastic.
Oh, okay. They got away from the metal thing.
So it
It's
wasn't cold.
Yeah.
cold as
Yeah.
fuck.
No, it's still cold.
They have to
It's
lube
still
it up
cold.
like
They do
and they
lube it
go,
up. Yeah, they
Yeah.
do lube it up.
They just like spread you open or just like.
right.
Hello.
Yeah.
Johnny sins.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways,
I'm done.
I think we can wrap it up with this one. I guess this one's pretty
wrap
good.
it up with con-
So,
Okay, go ahead.
what were we gonna say?
Nope, go ahead. I was gonna just commentate more on this because we didn't really talk about that. The birth control for women versus men.
we can
And
go
in
for
my
like
in my opinion, I feel like both parties should be responsible for keeping.
Agreed.
I wish I could just turn off the stream of semen like a switch.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't want to get her pregnant, so click. You know what I'm saying?
They have that now. You can like turn off your balls.
I heard I saw it was like back in like 2013 or 14. There was like some startup or some shit. There's like a switch.
This was fairly recent, but I mean, you take both responsibility. So if you're gonna like not inside a chick and you get her knocked up,
Right.
like take
You deserve that.
yeah,
Yeah.
you should fucking take care of your kid.
Right.
You know
Fair.
So
Anyways.
wrapping it up,
Oh, but
just
that goes back to the double standard
what?
because then that would go into like with women and abortion. So like a woman wants to get an abortion because she doesn't want the child, but if a man doesn't want the child either,
Yeah.
that would be a double standard right there.
Well, that kind of goes into the laws of the country, though, as well. So,
Well, now, but-
so if I knock somebody up, that's my responsibility now. And if the girl wants to get rid of it, I don't feel like that's fair. It should be 50-50 in a sense across the board.
Yeah.
I agree.
I always
think
agreed on that.
I think if
So say, you know,
but here's the thing: if the woman decides to keep the baby, then the man is still automatically responsible, which would go into that double standard, right? Because that's all up to the woman, because it's the woman's body, it's her choice.
Yeah.
well, yeah,
know?
but you use my fertilizer to, like, you know,
Yeah.
do magic stuff, and that should still be my responsibility in a sense. So, like, say you're carrying a kid and it's mine, like, you know, I have to be there in a sense. Whereas
Even if you don't want it.
even if I don't want it, because, you know, I made the choice to, like, have unprotected sex and, like, knock you up, like, I still have to.
So what if you wanted a child and she wanted an abortion?
Well, I feel like at that point it would have to go to court because it's 50-50, and that's a really difficult.
That is a difficult situation.
Yeah, it's a
That
very
is good
difficult-
point.
That's where it goes into the double standards.
Yeah.
That's a good point, because if she doesn't want to keep it, wants to just murder it, and he wants to keep it, well,
Yeah.
they can't just pull it out right then and there if it's 3-4 months old. You know
I
what
mean,
I mean?
do you not agree? Like, you're fucking some dude, and he, like, knocks you up. He wants it, you don't. You know, it's 50-50.
I'm pro-life. I would never.
Yeah.
If I got pregnant because I was irresponsible and didn't have birth control, didn't take the,
Yeah.
you know, what is it, Plan B or whatever the case is,
Mhm.
I'm
Bleach,
gonna
yeah.
keep that child.
Yeah.
I'm
If
pro-choice. Just to
If-
be.
Yeah, we know what you are, Josh.
If
Fuck
I-
up. Let her finish.
Not homophobic.
And I haven't actually been in this position, so I'm gonna say based on my right now,
Yeah.
if I was raped and a child was conceived from that rape,
Yeah.
I would keep my child.
Yeah.
I met a guy.
And I'm
once
saying
did
that-
Well, here's the thing: if you receive an abortion, it can also affect other things, like with you. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, might as well just have the child, and, like, you know, because you can't blame the child for the act that happened.
Right.
prior,
Right.
You know.
In the words of comedian Bill Burr, you know, when it comes to this, like, it is a baby, but it's not a baby. Like, you're killing it, you're not. So it's a hard one there,
Yeah, I'm not gonna make this political, so I'm not even gonna comment.
right? Because he likes to get them pulled out by
Oh, come
Coat
on,
hangers.
Josh.
Now listen, okay. I'm just gonna say. I'm just playing.
So I wish you would have listened to the other part, because we were talking about double standards with it being, as, you know, if a man wanted to keep the child but the woman didn't want to keep the child.
It's pro-choice for the woman. That I don't care how the man feels personally. Like, if I got her pregnant and she said I don't want it, I'll be like, okay, because it's
Well,
not my
you
choice,
wouldn't-
it's not my body,
you wouldn't care.
and that's why I don't want to get political. I wasn't gonna say anything, so, but we can move on.
Can I ask you something?
But it is part of your body.
Hold on, let's get like, what are we at?
Not for the 9 months. It was only for like the fucking
Okay,
9 minutes.
We're in an hour. We're an hour
glad
and
you
30
said 9
minutes.
minutes.
So we're an hour and 30 minutes, give or take.
This is a good in between. You
We're
know,
gonna-
cookies like 2 and like a.
We're gonna give it maximum 10 minutes.
What?
No more than 12.
For what?
I need to ask you something. You're gonna get political.
Oh God. Okay, I didn't start this, listeners. I did not start this. Wait,
So-
G-Fans, a good example is birth control for
Yeah,
women
that's
versus.
we already went
Yeah.
through that.
Sorry, I had a piss. I'm sorry.
So if it's a woman's choice, right,
Mm-hmm.
and you're all about being women can do whatever
Yep.
they like, right?
Yep.
And you're all for women's rights.
Yep.
Women, right?
Yes.
Like, fuck, you even want to be one, right?
No.
So, what I'm
I
trying
like
to
my
get
dick.
at, so where do you stand when it's transsexuals taking the women's spots?
Oh, I already told you how I felt about that. If you cannot give birth, like you don't have a womb, you don't have
But
eggs.
they claim they're women, and they're kind of slapping women's rights right in the face.
That's fantastic. If you
because
can't,
where's the men that are? Where's the women that say they're men competing with the men?
If you
Double standards.
if you can't give birth to another being, another human,
Yes,
and you
but
don't
that-
have eggs, and you don't have a womb, and you don't have all this shit,
but it's
a
still
uterus.
okay.
If you don't have that, you're not a woman.
Right. But it's not being like that.
What do you mean?
It's not. They're not asking these men that say they're claiming they're women all of a sudden. Hey, bro, because you can't have a womb, you can't be competing with the women.
Well, I didn't say
They just
I'm
let
okay
them
with
be.
that. Yeah, I'm not saying I'm okay with that because we already had this discussion. Like,
Make up your mind
50
though. Are you
episodes.
for women or are you for the trans?
I'm for women. I'm for women.
But you had a flag and everything up here, and you always kind of cater to them. So you kind of make up your mind because, in all honesty, like I just said, it's a double standard. I think it's fucking douchey as fuck
You
to be saying, hey, I'm a man, but I can't make it in my ranks in sports or my jobs or anything, so therefore I'm going to be a woman, then compete with a woman. But where's the fucking woman dressed as a man competing with the fucking men? Because it can't happen. It's not possible.
right.
So
What do you want me to say?
Huh?
Like I'm already telling you that
pick a team, bro.
No, I'm already telling you that if you haven't been, if you didn't, or if you can't have a kid, or sorry, if you can't give birth using your uterus, then you're not a woman. And if you're a trans man, like you were a girl and you now are
Are
a
you
guy,
conflicted?
no,
I feel like sometimes you are.
no. If you were a girl and now you are a guy, if you
said
don't
women's right, but yet you're for drags.
if you don't have naturally reoccurring semen, you're not a man.
They're gonna look at you like a cis man or whatever.
That's
and
what I'm
they're gonna
saying,
Say
like,
you're
and-
against us.
And cis is that
then
is
you're
that
gonna
new
cater to
is
them.
that
So you're
new, like-
supportive
on the show.
of gays,
Huh?
men, women, gays.
What?
But you're not supportive of transsexuals.
Transsexuals
Is that-
made everything very complicated, and I'm not gonna say that I don't support them, but the issue remains: you're not a natural born woman. You're not a natural born man.
Sounds pretty conservative to me. What about you guys? Jury?
I don't know. I would say
I
that-
didn't say I was fucking liberal.
I would say if you're a trans athlete, you shouldn't be competing in whatever sex you describe yourself as sports.
well,
So-
I think it.
so-
I don't
no,
think it should be. Hang on, wait. I don't think it should be based. Hang on, wait. Seriously.
Yeah, his words matter more than yours, Tom.
No, but
Apparently.
it has to do with what you're about to say. I don't think your gender should include how good you are in a sport. You should just be skillful.
Don't make it think of
If
gender.
you are good enough and you're a woman and you're good enough to compete with the men, then you should
But
be in the
that's
men's
never
league.
going to happen.
That's never gonna happen.
It's never going to
I
happen.
know it's not going to happen.
to be
but-
honest,
So
like,
men should not be competing in a woman's sport, even if they are identifying as a woman.
if their skill matches the average,
That will
are you
never
fucking
happen.
kidding me? That's never
A
gonna happen.
man's
No, it's not gonna happen.
skill
No,
is
it's
never
not
going to
gonna happen at all.
match.
and
It's not even
that's
possible.
and that's the reason why I try to stay out of that shit, because
You
what
can-
my
Because
idealistic
you're conflicted. You don't know who to cater
what
to.
my idealistic concerns are is that how good you are at a sport should determine which league you go into. Not that you're trans, not that you're straight, just you are this good, you should be here.
To be honest, I think the word gender is trash now.
You know, I'll give an example here.
been
So when I was in the
dragged
military,
through
I
that.
tried out for the soccer team, and
The
there's
women's one?
no.
Attaboy.
There's a lot
Attaboy.
of there's a lot of Hispanic men, absolutely phenomenal at what
Yeah.
they do.
Fucking
I didn't make the
Mexicans.
team.
Football.
I didn't make the team. All right.
Yeah.
I'm not mad about it. They were really good. They were better than me.
Yeah. They have
But
Argentinians.
I see like men that go into women's leagues, and they are fucking like way up here compared to them.
Men that go
course
into
they are.
women's leagues
Yes.
in the military?
Yeah. Look at Serena Williams.
No, not in the military. In like today's
Okay.
day and age.
Yeah.
And that it really, because like these women, they bust their ass. They bust their ass training and stuff, and they're like, oh, why aren't we receiving more funds and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
But less people watch them due to that fact. And
Women's basketball.
it's fucked up, but that's just the way it is.
No, it's not. Because why aren't women supporting women?
No,
And G-Fan just
Look.
said FC Dallas under 15 boys squad beat the U.S. women's national team in a scrimmage.
This is for soccer.
all right. Well,
Yo.
with that being said, I'm just saying, like, when you hear NBA versus WNBA, how many people watch that shit? Is a better question.
Well, NBA is being watched because
Exactly.
It's more,
You hear like all these young kids like, oh, fucking XYZ was my hero. That's why I'm playing basketball.
Right,
Or like
right.
Kobe Bryant was my hero.
Even the
That's why I'm
women.
playing. Yeah, you don't hear much about women. And
Serena Williams is what comes to mind when you think of like women's
well,
sports.
Well, here's the
speaking
deal
of
with
that,
that.
they did a men's versus Serena Williams, and she got wrecked.
By the
Really?
And
lowest, the lowest ranked
lowest
guy.
of the
Wow.
fucking ranked. Yeah.
But again, it should circle back to skill. Like you are
Wow.
a +1 skill. The best person in the world is +10.
She didn't go up against the first. She go in
Okay.
at like the
then
300
she'd
guy.
lose. Then she'd lose, and that's her skill. That's what I'm trying to say. It should be based
Because
off of
she's
your
aware
skill.
that a man
Okay,
could beat a woman.
let me ask
Are
you
you
this.
trying to say a man can't?
Is
like a woman
there?
can-
Hang on, wait. Is there a difference in chess? Chess. Think
That
of
doesn't
chess.
require
That doesn't
physical
physical
attributes.
activity.
Okay, that's fine, but skill, right?
Oh,
skill.
you know what? Here's a better question, Josh. The standards in the military.
Oh, I know the difference.
Can
you
women?
you have
can
to run
women
You never
do
been to the
20
military.
plus pull-ups
8-minute
versus
mile
men?
versus a 10-minute mile
No,
or
it's
some
different
shit,
in
right?
every service. Let me finish.
Okay.
Can a woman do 20 plus pull-ups versus a man?
Yes.
No.
What do you mean?
They have to do a different type of.
No, you just asked can. Women can do a 20 plus
no,
pull-ups.
It's never
women
been,
just in general
it's,
can.
No, it's never been recorded.
No, never been. So a woman cannot do 20
Okay,
pull-ups.
so maybe she can do, but it's never been recorded.
It's never been a
the thing.
standard.
No. So if you give the same
Never been on
standards,
record.
if you give the same standards as women to men, it's not. It's gonna be fucking night and day.
Okay, we're circling back to the fact that it's physical. I'm talking about skill.
I'm talking about
What
physical.
skill do you need?
You have
what
to have
skill?
physical skills in order to achieve some of these.
Fantastic.
Some of these.
So I'm gonna say chess.
Chess is not a physical
That's not
sport.
physical.
Okay, it's not.
You're
It's-
literally sitting like a fucking hog on a chair, moving your hand.
But if you can think,
literally, these two fingers
if
in
a
your
woman
arm.
can think better than a man and they
That's
beat the
true.
man, does that not mean that their skill is better?
That means they're
You're like,
intelligent
okay.
than that man they're competing with.
Exactly. So they're better than the man in this specific skill. Whether or not that includes physical skills like soccer, basketball, football, that's a different story.
Are you just trying to cater to the women? You want them, the
I'm
women's
trying
rights
to
here not to come
I'm
over
trying
here
to
and
say
chop
that
your pee-pee or something?
My idealistic views are that your skill.
CrossFit. I can talk on this.
Okay, hang on. My ideas is that or my ideals is saying if your skill does not match that of your counterpart, you are not as skillful. Therefore, you shouldn't be.
He says
Competing
gender
with
makes a
this
huge
person.
difference. I don't know if you can read that.
So
I'll read it
gender
for
makes
you.
huge difference for military,
Yeah.
maybe, but I know CrossFit women can do that. What is-
Okay.
CrossFit women that can do
let
20
me,
pull-ups.
No, let me explain this. So there's a difference between military pull-ups
Okay.
and CrossFit pull-ups.
Okay.
With that being said, the amount of work that women have to go through for CrossFit,
Yeah.
it affects like their body. It affects
Okay.
them to have children because they have like they have to have a certain fat percentage and stuff.
Yeah, it's
when
like
they're
8%.
when they're doing CrossFit, that can affect them having proper pregnancies, having children,
Okay.
and stuff. So
What about women's football?
Nah, I like watching that, but that's different. that's something else.
No, I get what you're trying to say, and
Do you?
and that's why it's never gonna work, like you all just said, because my idealistic views do not work with the realistic world, and that's fine. I don't
Wait,
care.
did you just say your views are kind of like ideological and they're
Yes.
not
Yes.
real?
Like in a perfect world, this is how it would work.
Well, yeah, in a perfect
we're not
world,
in a
we're not
perfect
in a
Yeah, we're
perfect
kind
I know.
of-
That's what I
Wait,
just
so
said.
you're-
In
so
the
why would
realistic
you-
world.
Wait. So what you're saying is that our realistic, straightforward view on things is not the right way compared to your ideological views?
Right way is a different way of saying what I'm trying to say. I'm saying that my personal opinion, my view, is idealistic.
Everybody get on your knees. Oh, yes, you are right. Oh.
We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
But idealism doesn't
How
work.
dare we be realistic with facts? Oh, golly.
All right. Well, to be fair, it's like if Autumn was like a professional boxer and Cisco is a professional boxer,
World
and they
heavyweight.
went against
Ooh.
each other. Who do you think would win?
Well, I think we already saw how that went. Ronda Rousey got fucked up.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Like, she may be an excellent fighter in the women's league, but going up against men, it's completely different.
Which is why I said it should be about skill. That's what I said. Because you could have.
Yeah,
But you can have
then
the
you
top
brought
of
up
the top
chess.
skill as a woman.
I'm a man, right? I can get fucked up by Ronda Rousey because my skill is not as good as hers. I would get fucked up by Ronda Rousey.
I
I'm gonna
disagree.
say you get fucked up by Ronda Rousey.
I disagree.
I wouldn't.
No, because it's a boxing, not wrestling.
No.
I'd fight
You're
for my life.
punched her a couple times.
If you trained for
If
boxing,
I trained, I said
Here.
right now.
you
Here.
would fuck her up.
That's right.
As of right now,
She-
because you are not in that sport.
Exactly.
Would you get fucked
Based
up?
on my
Maybe.
skill. Based on my skill.
But even then, I still think that your hit would knock her the fuck out.
I don't know about that.
I know
Yeah.
about that.
I'm pretty
Like,
sure. I would.
Currently.
Look,
Yes.
if you
No.
do 3 months basic training, you're gonna about to fight Ronda Rousey, right? It's some spiel over the internet. Ronda, if you're listening, make it happen. Anyways,
I love you, Rhonda.
Jake Paul versus Ronda Rousey.
So what I'm trying to get
10
at,
minutes in the ring.
if I'm getting at you, let's say it happens. Let's paint the scenario. Josh says some shit like of Ronda, right? And Ronda,
12-minute time is up. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
We gotta
Well.
we gotta go.
damn.
Sorry.
Real quick, but I'm just gonna paint the scenario. Sorry, G fan. So real quick, right? Let's say you start beef with Ronda Rousey, and you say I'm not a fucking MMA fighter, and she said that's fine. You got 3 months to prep, right? In 3 months, you have learned the basics and the counters and all that shit, and you go out there. By this time, you have built some strength and some muscle and some kind of agility that you're bound to hit one fucking good hit and you'll knock the bitch out. No offense, Rhonda. If this was the case, we would have been seeing Brock Lesnar and Ronda Rousey multiple times in UFC matches.
Brock Lesnar. Isn't he a wrestler with WWE?
He's also UFC champion.
Oh, I didn't know that.
UFC,
Okay.
baby.
Sure.
So that's what I'm trying to get. If this was the case of skills, we would already be seeing intergender matches in boxing and everything.
And that's why I said it's ideological, not realistic. It's two different
Then
things.
why are you finding
So
a
why would you be
non-realistic?
I told you my
ideological?
opinion.
Yeah, but why would you be ideological versus like what it is? Like,
Reality.
yeah, reality.
Reality is exactly what you guys are describing. I'm just saying
Then why
my
are you against
opinion.
reality?
My opinion is that it should be about skill. That's it. That's all I was saying. Not
So
that.
you
Not
want-
that. That's how it is right now.
So you would want intergender competitions?
Yes, absolutely. Because I would want to see exactly how good you are. Because based on your skill, you should be able to fight this person. They did something with the soccer league. Remember the women's versus the men? They got 11 or 12-0. It was a blowout. The men fucked the women over, like just entirely. Like this is the reason you don't get paid.
Wonder why? I wonder
exactly,
why.
because their skill was not enough to beat the men.
Yeah.
Period.
Because they have different genetics.
But one isn't
But-
gonna.
A
it's
man is never going to be able to compete, or a woman is never going to be able to compete on a man's level.
Not
period.
necessarily.
No, necessarily.
No, not
There's
necessarily.
a
Who are
lot
you
more
trying to make
things.
happy? Who's got your balls in a bag right now?
Autumn,
Like,
you are quite
Who's jerking you off?
I think
quiet?
It's quiet.
I'm quiet.
Oh.
Is your volume up?
Is.
Yeah. I don't know.
Like, yeah.
Oh, you said never mind. I got
Yes.
really loud.
Our 12 minutes is up. Let's go ahead and move on.
You're quite-
We can talk about this later. Are we ready for the closers?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
All right.
So, are you starting?
My favorite part.
Sure. Don't worry, we can get you after. Hey everybody, and welcome to Words of Wisdom with Cisco. I'm Cisco, and these are the words of wisdom. Let's begin with, you a toxic woman? I recommend looking yourself in the mirror a couple times, because if you're treating your man like shit, meaning you're probably some ugly ass bitch. Also, if you're the man, maybe get some balls, dude, and leave. My second word of wisdom is, are you with a friend? You got nothing else to do tonight? Hit up an Asian, an Eiffel Tower, that, and get some pho after with her, and have the best friendship you've ever had. And last, I got two more. If you're living in fantasy land, I recommend go see a chiropractor, because reality's right in front of you and the world is living right in front of you as well. And last but not least, it's loading. Hate no one, no matter how much they've wronged you. Live humbly no matter how wealthy you become. Think positively no matter how hard life is. Give much if you're being given little. Forgive all, especially yourself, and never stop praying for the best for everyone.
Did you write that, or did it just?
I googled them.
Oh, okay.
And that has been Words of Wisdom with Cisco. Thank you.
All right, good job. All right, Tom. So this is gonna be dad jokes with Josh.
I didn't know that thing had pictures.
My body is
It
ready.
does.
Oh. This book has pictures. Are they realistic pictures or ideology ones?
I'll actually do 2 today. It's a special.
All right, I'm
All right,
ready.
so Tom,
Let's go.
What type of music
Stop.
What type of music should you listen to when you're fishing?
What type of music?
Something catchy.
Oh my god.
And Autumn.
Next.
Autumn. What do you call a bear with no ears?
What?
B.
Oh my.
I don't get it.
Oh, because you take away EAR from there.
A B.
This has been
B.
Oh,
This has been
God.
dad jokes with Josh.
Jesus.
Anna, what do you got?
So I know G Fans is asking for a segment from me.
Yeah.
I think I don't know. I don't have one. So
Motherly advice with Autumn.
I feel like everybody should maybe the people that do listen comment, especially on our YouTube or
Twitch.
Twitch
Well,
or
our
any of them, and give me some ideas of what they think.
Our YouTube is like an abandoned old western town, to be honest.
I use it as an archive.
I'll
just
get
in
you
case we
some
lose
ideas.
it.
Yeah. So comment, give me some suggestions as to what.
Fair. Give us some motherly advice, Autumn.
Yeah, let's fuck it.
How
Motherly
about
advice.
no chloroform?
No chloroform. That's a good.
For what? To make them go to sleep?
No
Yeah,
sleepy
or
time.
anything.
That's good.
I feel
Sleepy
like
time.
that could be a good quick solution in today's busy life.
It's all fun and games until one doesn't wake up.
Fair enough.
It's a pretty fun game.
God damn.
Alrighty.
Slap it a couple times.
Anyways,
Alrighty.
Well, everybody, this has been about an hour. I am Cisco.
And I'm Josh.
I'm Autumn.
And I am Tom.
And this is the returning Tom. So in the between time and the what did I usually say? So
You had one
So in the
drink.
meantime, in the between time, we'll catch you on the next one. Relationships episode 6.
Bye, G fans. Thank you.
And you have a
Thanks,
good night as
G-Fan.
well, G-Fan.
Audio Jungle.